An excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast.
I'm John. Fuck capitalism!
I'm Lindsay, trying to write horror novels because I was a weird kid.
The whole world is your urinal.
Fuck the prime time, bitch!
Hello, and welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm M.
And listener request this month, this is from CJ. The name of the movie is A Dark Song.
Sophia Howard rents a house in the countryside of Wales and hires the occultist Joseph Solomon to contact her son that was kidnapped and murdered by teenagers practicing black magic. Along the days, Sophia follows the guidance of Solomon in rituals to purify her soul. However, Sophia has a hidden agenda that jeopardizes their lives.
I thought this movie fucking ruled.
I really liked it.
I don't really like religious movies, but I feel like the guy who made this believed that this movie was set in some sort of reality.
I feel like it was more realistic for a ritual. Like when you go back to what was it? The
House of the Devil?
Yes, House of the Devil. Like that was not a realistic ritual. Like you're not gonna do this quick thing during the eclipse and have somebody pregnant with the devil's
Stick
baby.
a cow head on someone's stomach.
But this thing, they're there for months.
Yep.
And you would think it would take a long time to do such a giant thing like they're trying to do.
It's because it is a real ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I actually did a little tiny research on this one.
Me too. I think the only thing that was supposed to not really be realistic was the drinking the blood.
Right. That was a workaround that was not anywhere in the actual ritual. They just threw it in there because they had to. But I don't really I guess to get to the end, that's why they needed to have her not be able to forgive people. Which, alright, we're already way ahead of ourselves here.
Also, this was a first-time director, too. This was his first feature film, so...
Oh, man, he
did a good
knocked
job.
it out of the park. Uh-oh.
So, did you not like the movie?
I did not like this movie. I mean, am I doing a whole thing now, or are we gonna go
through ahead.
Okay.
No, don't.
I did not like the overall premise of it. It absolutely made no sense to me. My son was killed. Well, first of all, lying to the guy. The guy's a complete asshole. So he's just being they could talk to each other like normal people to, work things out, but he was just a complete dickhead.
He was a jerk.
And then she, my son was killed by a satanic ritual, so I'm gonna do a satanic ritual? What? That makes no sense to me. And then, I'm yelling, I'm sorry.
No, keep going. You're fine.
And in the end, it's just, okay, I want to forgive them. You could have taken care of this in 2 therapy sessions. You did not have to rent a house in the country for close to a year, kill a guy in the same manner that your son was killed.
I mean, it wasn't her original idea to just be asking for the power to forgive,
No, I know.
So.
Well, that's how it ended up, though. So
right,
it's when she said that, and I was my face was are you fucking kidding me?
But that is her therapy session.
Right.
But she had to do that? There's a guy dead. Okay.
But he got what he wanted. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but he got what he wanted.
Right.
So...
Did he?
He did.
Which
I'm positive he did. He wanted to be invisible and forgotten. He didn't want anybody to remember him. Dead and his body gone.
I think he wanted to be on an island, though.
I don't think he cared as long as no one remembered him.
He just wanted to be away from everyone and everything.
And then when it was over for him, he didn't want anybody to think about him.
And the angel.
I loved it. Sorry.
It was very unexpected. That is not what I was expecting to see when she opened that door.
I laughed. Sorry. Alright, that's all my problems with it in a nutshell. But, yeah.
When we get to the angel, there is one tiny little thing I would have changed about it. But biblical angels don't look like that. Not at all.
Well, and guardian angels I don't think are necessarily biblical. I feel like guardian angels are more of an ancestor or somebody that you have a tie to. not an attractive Greek guy.
I think this was supposed to be like a mix of several religions, because they mentioned Gnosticism, which is like a spin on Christianity, where there's giants and all kinds of crazy shit.
And she said she was Catholic.
Right. Because she talks to her sister in that one scene, and they're obviously both religious, but one is like, you can't use religion to do this kind of thing, and the other one's like, I'm gonna, so fuck you.
Right.
Okay, we should start at the beginning here. Sophie's looking for a house. Finds one with very specific, I'm guessing, rooms. I'm guessing it has to be.
She asked what this window was facing, and it was facing the west, and that was good. She needed it to be facing the west.
Right. Like, everything has to be specific, because they have to do different things in different rooms.
Right.
And what the plan is to detach where they are from reality. And get it to, I don't know where they're going, but somewhere. She then enlists the help of Joseph Solomon, two religious names also. So I
she
thought
went
that
to
was
other
on
people
purpose.
first, right? Who refused
Two,
to do it.
yep.
Okay.
And he had done this ritual 3 times, and only 1 time it worked.
That's still good. One's good. Take what you can get, man.
Right.
Now, he's a dick.
Yeah.
He is a dick. He's also detoxing. And
Red flag. Sorry.
I don't know if that's the right time for him to be doing the ritual.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's a flawed person, and I think that's on purpose. I think they're not supposed to be he's not supposed to be a perfect person or anything like that. And I also thought, at first I'm like, he's just yelling at her because she's a woman, and I'm like, that's not right. But then I watched it again, I'm like, no, he would treat everyone like this.
Right, he just seems like he's...
Yeah, it's just how he is, and I think that's maybe he doesn't like people, and that's why he wants to be invisible.
Definitely.
And he figures if he does this one thing, then he'll finally be able to get away from people.
Right, yeah.
So that's why he says the money doesn't mean anything to me. That's why when she's like, she tells him that it's because she loves somebody, and he's like, fuck off.
Yeah, just go on like Match.com or something.
Yeah.
Get over it.
And she offers him all kinds of money, and he's like, nah, I'm good. So.
Then she tells him that it's really that she lost a son.
Which
and
shows
she wants
that
to talk to him again, but that's only part of it.
she's a liar. She's not being truthful.
No.
So.
I don't understand why.
I don't either.
I don't either, because you would think if you're gonna go through all of this huge ritual, you would want to make sure it's done right, and if you're not being honest about why you're doing it,
You'd think she'd
clearly-
research that.
Yeah.
Like, she looked into it already. She'd know, I have to tell the truth or this will get fucked up. But
And I mean, she herself is going through torture to complete this whole thing. You would think that she wouldn't want to...
do it for nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Oh well. She's got character flaws too. So once she says that it's for her dead kid, he's like, alright, fine. And the first couple days, they don't really do much. They just put the line
they're
around.
just preparing.
Well, and they're kind of talking to, like, that was the other thing, is that he was talking about the tree of Cespleron and the Abramelin ritual and all this stuff, and, like, it sounds like Harry Potter. It sounded like Harry Potter to me. Like, it didn't sound, like, they were just having a conversation, and he looks at her and he's like, what, are you talking about the tree of Cespleron? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, there was so much when I was looking stuff up on this that I've never heard of, I didn't understand, so the only thing I really kept in my brain was that this was several religions.
Yeah. I'm no expert on the occult, but I find it fascinating, though.
So, once they draw a line around the house, they can't cross that line.
Right.
If they
The
do,
salt
yeah,
one.
they will be stuck in this limbo for who knows how long.
Right.
Which she was,
She was stuck, yeah.
at one point.
So after they do that, they start doing... The first ritual they do is like she has to sit in a circle for 2 days.
Fasting, not eating or drinking
And
anything.
focusing on a stone.
Yeah.
And I think he said something like, feel the weight of the stone and all kinds of shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that got me. I was watching that a little high, and I was like, oh, wow. And I think I talked to you about this, didn't I?
You mentioned it.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the scene, I was like,
Damn it.
wow. I was very confused as it went along, because it was like at one point he's sitting there like studying and reading out of a book, and she's sitting in a circle and there's candles everywhere, and then the next scene she's walking into the kitchen and making a cup of tea. And I'm like, what? What?
Time
is
passes a
happening?
lot.
Yeah, because I mean they're there for several months, so
Right, like I knew there was a lot of time passing, but I was just very confused about, okay, so are they not doing something every day, or how
yeah, they
does
could have
it-
made that more clear that it was like not that same day, you know?
Right.
Sometimes they would throw lines in saying this will take 2 days, this will take 2 days, this will take 2 days. So you just kind of, I guess, had to assume. But then there was long stretches of time where you weren't sure what day it was. So
Yeah. Even they didn't know what month it was.
Yeah, at
like
one
he
point
was
they got
thinking it
confused about
was
that.
a totally different
Mhm.
month
the point of this is to become untethered, right?
from this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't know that they are until animals start crashing into the house or something.
Right. They keep hearing that dog barking.
Mm-hmm. But they're nowhere near a dog.
Right.
And then the blackbird hits the window and he's like, oh, good, it started. It was a synchronicity. And I'm like, what? All right, I guess. But of course she has to be like, sure, you know what you're doing. I guess so. So, a completely confusing scene involving him jerking off.
I thought that was terrible, and also he planned ahead for that too, because
he
in the
mentioned
beginning
sex
he was
magic.
like,
Yeah.
"We're gonna have to do sex magic, all this stuff," and then he tells her, "Oh yeah, there's no sex magic involved in this ritual."
Mhm.
So he like knew that he
Then-
was gonna probably do that at some point.
I-
That was really,
He's being completely abusive.
yeah,
Yes.
that was.
I
To me, that's like, I know there's so much horrible stuff going on in this, but that was like the worst thing because
Yeah.
she did not agree
It has
to that.
nothing
That
to do
was
with
like,
anything.
Yeah.
But what's weird to me, and I'm not, I have
tell-
to explain this in the most careful way possible.
Oh yeah, you do. No.
Yes, I do. I do. I don't understand why he would lie about there being sex magic, which would give him a chance to have sex and then masturbate and then be like, there's no sex magic.
Because she has to stay pure for the ritual, so she couldn't have sex. But
So
he could
why
do that.
why didn't she catch on to that right away?
Yeah, I don't know. Because she's just taking his word
Because
for it.
anytime
probably.
she questioned or asked anything or even mentioned anything, he would start screaming and yelling at her.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, I'd be like, well, I read this and it didn't say anything about sex, so I guess we're fucked.
And I didn't understand. Like, he kept saying, like, he said, put some makeup on, I'm just a man. Like,
Mhm.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, he made her go change her clothes and put on makeup so that she was like attractive enough for him to do that. Like,
Disgusting.
Yeah, he's not a good person.
no.
I'm really happy she peed in the soup.
Yes, then she got back at him for peeing.
Oh, that's right. And she's like, I'm
She
not
peed in
hungry.
his
That was good. I liked it.
So at some point after talking to each other for a while, I think she mentions having a dream, and then he says that all he wants is like a moped or something.
He has this reoccurring dream about owning a moped.
Yeah.
And they find that funny that that's like all he's dreaming about is some random thing like that.
Right. So after doing this for a while, she has to forgive or do forgiveness as
But
part
she
of the
doesn't
ritual.
do
A forgiveness ritual.
I feel like she didn't investigate this at all. This is like the third thing that we brought up that she had no idea what was going on.
Right, yeah.
So
She was just like, we have to find a way around it because I'm not doing that. So she has to drink his blood.
yeah, which I guess works,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah, because things start repeating themselves, like, immediately.
Mm-hmm.
At what point does she start to hear her son then? Like, are they, like, summoning demons?
Yes.
Then? What are the demons
Because when
for?
they are separating themselves from this world, they're going into a world where not only are the guardian angels being summoned, but also demons. So
Just the
angels
spiritual
and
world, yeah.
demons can both.
They don't want them there, but they don't really get to pick who
Yeah,
comes in.
they all can.
I don't believe
be
in
summoned.
demons.
Do you believe in angels?
Yes.
Huh.
I believe in energy, but
I don't
that's
believe
not-
or disbelieve in anything. I believe in possibilities.
I'll tell you, do you want to know why I believe in angels?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen 2 psychics in my lifetime. And both of them, this was years ago. I mean, one I saw when I was like 22, and the other one I saw when I was like 36, in different towns, in different states. They had no connection to each other, but both of them said that when I walked in the room, they saw 2 women sitting on my shoulders, and those were my guardian angels.
Wow.
And when they said it, I immediately got this picture in my head that I had seen when I was younger of these 2 women. It looks like the 30s or 40s, and they're standing in front of a house. And after the second psychic, my mom was going through pictures, and it's a picture of my grandmother and my aunt standing in front of their house. That's the exact. And I know that picture came into my head because I had seen that picture before. But for both of them to say that exact same
Yeah, that's really
thing,
cool.
and I've never heard a lick from demons, so.
My sink has come on its own before, so I assume that's demons. I'm guessing.
Your what?
Sink has come on its own
Your
before.
sink?
Yeah. One time my light came on.
That's-
Once in my entire life, a light came on. I was like, whoa.
Those are ghosts. That's different.
Is it? Is it?
That's
Okay.
just energy.
Yeah, that's what I believe in. Energy. I believe it's all
Yeah.
the same thing, and I believe the difference is the stories that you tell about it. That's it.
I mean, don't you think if you believe in something like a really positive energy like angels, wouldn't an equal negative energy exist as well?
Nope.
No?
No, I
Fuck
just
yin
don't.
and yang. Fuck that shit.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like any kind of afterlife or spiritual anything is enlightened and good, and I don't see it as anything evil or bad.
I hope you're right about that. That would be
So.
fantastic.
That's just how I see it.
I mean, hell was made up by Dante. It's not even in the Bible. It's just a lake of fire is the only thing it says. So
There are actually like certain Christian churches that just say we don't believe there is any hell. There's no mention of it in the Bible. We don't.
well, if I don't think there's consequences, I'm just gonna go murder everybody because I have no conscience. Jesus, literally.
I mean, that's what some people think about non-Christians.
Yeah.
So,
You can't have morals if you don't believe in a dead God, man. So now she admits that she's still lying. She wants to get revenge on some people who used a ritual that killed her kid. So,
which there were some questions I have about that, because she said that they never found who killed her child or who took him from daycare.
right.
So how does she know that there were teenagers doing a ritual and that's why
No
he
idea.
died?
You know what? She might
Maybe
never
how
be.
they found the son's body, they could tell there was, but how would they know that it was teenagers if they
Right.
never caught?
And how would she know who she's getting revenge on? It should
Maybe
just
she
be
doesn't
like,
have to know.
you should
It's
just
the
like, whoever
angel
did that, go
knows.
take care of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Can you use? So I understand being able to use in the movie world,
Right.
being able to use demons or dark forces or whatever to get revenge. But can you use a guardian angel who is like for good and
I
for
wouldn't
light
think so.
to be able to do something
Only
that
if you
evil?
summon them through this ritual. They'll do whatever. Because if it's your guardian angel, they're there for you, nobody else. So,
Even completely misguided.
yeah. If you're going to sit and do all the crazy torturous shit to yourself to get to talk to them, they'll do whatever you want. I mean, you're that committed. So, sure glad that there's no, like, psychopaths who are that committed. So,
And
it's,
at that point, they had already done the ritual twice when she admitted that
so now,
she wanted revenge.
now they have to do this whole thing where she gets drowned.
And she doesn't know
She doesn't
that's
know
going to
that.
happen.
Right.
He just wakes her up in the middle of the night and he's like, we've got to do something.
Well, it's to kill her and bring her back to life.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. So, he does, and of course she's pissed because who wouldn't be?
Well, yeah.
And they get in an argument, and he falls and gets a knife through his gut.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was
And that
probably the
was her
grossest part.
guardian angel, like, getting revenge on him.
And he's all
for
happy about it. He's
harming
like,
her.
oh, good, I
The
hurt
ritual's
you.
starting
So,
to work.
yay. Oh, and
Also,
also,
can we talk about how they trashed this house? They fucking
Yeah,
trashed
they do.
this gorgeous country house. But she just drives away at the end. You know, whatever.
was she renting?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if she was renting or
She
buying.
She rented it for a year.
Okay, okay.
800 down, 10,000 or 12. I can't remember
That's
what
an
it was.
insane amount, yeah. Oh well,
Anyway,
she's not getting her deposit back.
No.
Unless she tells her guardian angel, hey,
Yeah.
what I really want is
While
my
you're
deposit
here.
back. So he says that he wants to make himself invisible when he gets to ask what he wants. And the quote, I don't remember this, is to gain some quiet before hell. So my guess is he knows he's a piece of shit. Like, he knows he is. Now you start hearing voices in the house.
So so these are her kid's voice, but the demons are doing it, yada yada. So what would have happened if she would have opened the door?
I was wondering that too.
Would the
the
demons
demons would have
drag her
come
away?
out, and maybe like what happens like towards the end of the movie when they like get her and cut off her finger and all that stuff. It's like hell has been released into the house.
They're just
basically.
gonna torture her, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually surprised that she didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, definitely.
So she did do some research.
Yeah, a little bit. Just maybe she just read like the Spark Notes on this or something.
And that would be creepy, like hearing your little son's voice and knowing it's really a demon at the other side of the door.
At one point, he's just like, I'm some...
Cunt.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just some
some
cunt
cunt
using
trying
your
to-
son's voice.
And
To
she's
scare
like,
you.
oh, I know. It's fine. He's in bed, dying, basically. He tells her everything's fine, but he's dying. And then one
there was
morning...
the shot of the oozing.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, this guy's not going to make it.
She
And
doesn't
he
look good either.
refuses to go and try to
Mhm.
get help because he knows that he'd just be stuck there forever.
Yeah, there's no point at that point,
Yeah.
so... Try to get a good
You know
nap
what
in
I
before
thought?
you're
I
dead.
thought they should have been a little more prepared for situations such as that.
Medical
They should have
stuff.
like brought a first aid kit and had some stuff prepared in case something terrible happened in there.
Maybe remove all sharp objects. All of them.
But how is she gonna cook my dinner?
Fair point. Fair sexist point, but fair point. Alright, so he dies, so she's gonna try and do the ritual on her own, but all the books are fucked up.
Did he do that?
I don't think
know.
so.
I don't think.
he did. I think it was
The demons?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And from here on out, it's just her hearing demons talking to her. Well, she
And then
tries to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's walking. I mean, her car doesn't start first of all,
Mhm.
and then she walks forever and thinks she found a house, but it's just leading her back to the same place.
Right.
I really liked the sky in the movie. Like it was always very cloudy and moody looking. I liked that. It set the mood for the movie.
It kind of looked like a
nicely.
different world almost.
It
was
did.
creepy,
Yeah.
But I don't think you should ever write the word no in your dialogue in your script. It never turns out. Just anytime anybody yells, no, it's just terrible. Every time. I gotta get the nerd quota.
How about what's the one song where you're like, no.
We'll plug that too.
I forget what that is.
I don't know, but I'm gonna find it.
You only need one, fat boy.
Alright, now she goes in and demons start appearing. They're kind of cool looking
They look like
demons.
zombies.
Yeah, I like them. And they drag her down to the basement and cut her finger off. I don't know what the point of that was.
Yeah, what was the point of that?
Is that how demons act? Lame.
Probably demons
Why
just
just a
like
finger?
to.
That's what I was.
Well,
Why not the whole hand?
Because they were having a hell of a time drag. Did you see them dragging the freaking? They're like, "Ah!" And they get it up and like, oh.
They're like zombies.
Yeah.
Not a lot of muscle control.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably would have kept cutting more stuff off, but she got away. Like maybe they wanted to slowly torture her.
I don't know what
I
they
guess.
want. I have no idea what they wanted, but
They were trying
When
to
she-
keep her from the angel?
I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Why
she
do
first
they
got
care?
back to the house, I saw him like sitting there, and I was like, "Huh, that's not where he died. How's he sitting there?" But then you saw them dragging him somewhere else later, so I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess they're just dragging him to different places in the house."
Oh. I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
he was getting
He was
dragged
laying on
around.
the floor.
Yeah.
And... Why do they care if she talks to her guardian angel?
Because they only want bad things happening. They don't want.
They probably sit around for like thousands of years with nothing going on, and then someone shows up and they're like, torture him, hurry up. And then they're like, oh, they're gone. Oh, shit. Oh,
You guys say so.
That sounds legit. Yeah. So then she goes upstairs and there's an angel. Thoughts?
A giant Greek
Trojan.
angel with a sword.
Why the fuck does he have a sword?
He's a Trojan. No, he's a Spartan.
I
No,
don't
he's
know,
a...
which one? Which one?
Yeah, why do you think they made it so we couldn't hear? Because like you can't like.
Even in like the description, it just says that whenever she says she wants to be able to forgive, he just smiles. It doesn't say
But there
anything about
were
what he
things.
says.
He was moving his lips like, but you just couldn't understand what he was saying before he smiled.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, is there subtitles or no? There was nothing.
I mean,
So-
I always have subtitles on and I didn't.
I did too, but nothing. So she gets the power to forgive and takes that guy and puts him in the pond.
Which I thought not the greatest idea. Like, if somebody comes across this dead body and knows that she had been living there all this time, she's gonna be in trouble for murder, even though she didn't murder him.
I mean, she should be in trouble for murder.
But she didn't murder him.
I mean, no, but it was definitely, accidental, yes, 3rd degree or something like that, but, like, I mean, it was, like, you know.
She didn't put the knife in him.
No,
though.
the knife fell and
She
went
could get
into
that
him.
negligent homicide thing from Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Negligent. Where are the cell phones? Why can't she call 911?
I wonder if they couldn't have that for the ritual. They couldn't have, like, modern technology in
I also wonder if they would work in another dimension.
Right,
I mean, they
yeah,
aren't.
they wouldn't even probably. Because
I
they're
guess
not
if
really
you
in
believe
this
they're in another
dimension
dimension.
anymore, kind of.
Well, the demons didn't come from nowhere.
I know.
And then she just leaves to, the dismay of whoever it was that rented her that house. She apologizes to the demons, too. We
Right,
skipped
I was
over
wondering,
that.
what was she apologizing for exactly?
I have no idea. They cut off her finger and she's like, sorry about that.
Summoning them for nothing. She could've just-
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Could have gone
Yeah.
to therapy. Sorry.
I know, I mean, it really does seem like a lot to go through just to be able to forgive. Like, I feel like she could have come up with something better than
Maybe
that.
that's why she said that maybe that was her plan the whole time, because that's why she said she didn't do it now. I don't know. I don't understand. Why'd she change her mind? Why wasn't she like, hey, kill those teenagers for me? Because that's what we were there for. We're like, yeah, get those teenagers, those jerks.
Do you think being in the presence of the angel changed her mind?
Could be.
Like, all of that, like, positive good energy coming towards her and maybe made her not want to do something bad and seek revenge anymore?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'm guessing what she saw was, good and beautiful and pure.
Then it should have showed up as a biblical angel with 55,000 eyes.
If you like Trojans.
Just like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, hi. All right, so since we know who likes it and who doesn't, we have to do this in a very specific order. Lindsay first.
Okay. I really liked the movie. It was like sort of slow moving, and I feel like in a way it was meant to be slow moving. Like it didn't get to the scary stuff until like the last half hour. But I mean, imagine how slow moving it was for them in this house for 8 months doing this ritual. And it was like authentic for a ritual of that sort, how it would be done. I liked the moody vibes of the movie, and I would give it a 7.
Cool.
Cool.
M?
Oh, I'm the meat.
Yeah, you're right. You're the meat this time.
What's it called?
Positivity sandwich.
That's right, yeah.
All right.
You're good at your job. You're ugly, but you can do your job real well.
Hey!
That's not about you.
That's not about you. That's how you do it at work, yeah.
I gave it a 3. The visual effects and just the overall tone of the movie, like a lot of the shots were really cool, and like you said, like you were talking about the sky and stuff, that was good.
I also want to say, I think the acting was really good too. It was pretty much just these 2 actors throughout the whole thing. I mean, there were a couple minor characters, but they did a really good job, I think.
Yes, that was my number 2, was the acting and the music. It was a lot of like
kind
of
of
like
intensified
cello,
what was going on.
violin plucking, but then like it intensifies, and like I thought it did a good job with the mood.
I agree.
So I gave it a 3.
Alright, I gave it an 8. I love the metaphysical part of this. I just loved it. I love that they kept true to the actual rituals parts, which I didn't know the first time I watched it. I don't like the mood of it is you feel dread building, and it's all in one setting too, which I love movies in one setting if they do it right. I mean, if they do it right, and they did in this one. I thought the thing that really solidified it for me was when she left and ended up back at the house, and I'm like, all right, this movie's fucking great. I love this movie. I didn't mind that the dude was an asshole, because he's not really there to make friends. He's not really there to be nice. He knows he's an asshole. He's admitting he's an asshole. It doesn't excuse him, but he's not trying to be excused. He's just who he is. And he doesn't really like people, and he wants to get away from people. So I'm fine with his character. Her character, I liked her, but I wish that she would have been more truthful really, like, I didn't understand why telling so many lies were necessary.
And she wouldn't have had to go through so much if she would have been honest since the beginning. He wouldn't have died if she would have been honest since the beginning.
Right, she wouldn't have been drowned. She, you know, if she was there for forgiveness, which I don't know if she was or not, but if she was, then she could have just done the forgiveness thing and then not had to drink blood. But no. I'm angry at both of them, but I like them both. I felt like they were very fleshed out characters for the very little bit of information that we had on both of them. And I like the angel. Which is weird because I don't like anything religious, but I thought that was awesome.
It was really memorable. I'm not going to forget that.
He's so huge and just out of nowhere after seeing all these, like...
Yeah, I did not see that
zombie things in the basement, and that thing. Just, whoa. So...
Yeah, it could kick those demons' asses.
But he's not gonna. He's just gonna sit there with his sword.
Yeah.
I don't know why he has that.
pose.
Yeah. If the demons come up there, he's like, oh, shit! I'd say of the listener requests that we've had, it's one of my favorite ones that somebody's actually requested. Shakma and the baboon movie on the beach and Replicator and the Chainsaw Babes and Bolorama.
Oh, you've been through so much.
Benny Loves You was a good request.
That was a good one. That and this would probably be... We did it! We made it through listener request month!
We did it! Continue.
What do you guys think? You're not going to hear it, so it won't matter. You can find us on facebook.com/horrorcasting. You can email the show at horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on Twitter at horrorcasting. The show is on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you go on YouTube, you need to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like the show, then tell us why in the comments, so we'll know what not to do. Do you not like that I upload every 2 weeks? Tell me. Or don't. I don't care.
I love how you look at the microphone like it's going to give you an answer.
Well.